That's cool. Hi, my name is Gabe, and this is Dina and Catherine, and we work for a company called Wild Things, and we're based up in Weimar, right below Colfax. And what we at Wild Things do is we give a home to wild animals that need help. Wild animals have been hurt somehow and cannot be set free back out in the forest. Those animals are sent to us at Wild Things. Or other times, you know, sometimes we have a big problem here in California, a problem in terms of illegal wildlife. People trying to make pets out of wild creatures that they really shouldn't. Those animals are taken away and they're sent to our center at Wild Things as well. Now we take these animals in, we work with them, give them lots of love, lots of attention, and lots of food. And the animals that we can, we train to travel. We go mostly to school groups, giving us the chance to share some amazing wild creatures up close and personal. Now we were asked to return again to the reptile show to share some of our reptiles, and we brought some pretty cool creatures. Some amazing animals, and you know what? Of all the animals I get to work with at Wild Things, I think I like the reptiles the best, and it's probably the reptiles that got me into this line of work. When I was in 2nd grade, I got my first king snake, and it's been downhill ever since then. Brought some amazing animals. I want to start, but before we start, these are wild animals, and some of them are fairly large. So if you guys up front here, you have good seats. If you guys stay in your seats, on your bottoms, we don't want this show to be any more exciting than it has to be, all right? All right, I want to start. Well, how many of you were here last year? Oh no, same jokes and same animal. No, I'm just kidding. Hopefully I have a couple of new ones for you to meet. Amazing creatures. I want to start in Africa. I want to start with an animal that lives in the grasslands, the savannas of Africa, survives where life is kind of hard. And this guy, to me, he looks like a living, breathing dinosaur. The way his claws are, his eyes, his tail, and the coolest thing about him, his tongue. One of the coolest tongues in the animal kingdom. His name is Goliath from the grasslands or savannas of Africa. Check him out. This is Goliath. Come on up, everybody. This is Goliath. He really likes you. This is Goliath. Wait for it. Where is it, buddy? Beat him. Beat him. And he is the black-throated monitor lizard from Africa. This is the black throat because what color is his throat? Yeah, you'll notice a lot of very creative common names of some of these reptiles around here. There's also one with a white throat. You know what they call that one?
The white throat.
Yeah, the white-throated monitor lizard. Now this guy here, the black throat, he survives in Africa because of a couple of wonderful things. First, look at those claws. Those claws, those long, sharp claws. Three things. Number one, it's how he climbs trees. He can climb almost any tree with those claws. Number two, protection. He can use them to rip another creature apart. Very powerful weapons. And the third thing, he can open up birds' nests. The ground-laying birds, he opens up their nests, dig them open, and gets after their eggs, a major source of protein for the monitor lizard. This guy here, he survives because of his skin. Look at the skin. His skin is so tough and so hard that the biting flies and ticks really can't injure him that much. He has such tough skin, he's protected even from other animals, other monitor lizards like himself. He survives because of his tail. Look at that. Look at that. It's prehensile. He is somewhat prehensile. He can grab on and keep his balance with that tail. Number two, he can use it like a whip. He can slap another creature silly with that powerful tail. And the third thing, he swims with that tail. He'll tuck his arms and legs like this. He will swim as fast as the crocodiles in the waterways of Africa. Now Goliath here, he's sticking that tongue out, and what is he doing with that tongue? Nope, not him. He's going, I mean, right, he's smelling. Just like his snake cousins, the monitors, the meat-eating lizards, they'll stick that tongue out, they'll grab a little piece of air. They bring the air back in the roof of their mouth where he has two small holes. It's called a Jacobson's organ. He touches his tongue there, and he can tell exactly what's happening in his area. He flicks that tongue, he knows there's warm-bodied creatures out here. He also knows you're not something he considers prey. Mice, rats, birds, those birds' eggs, but he will even eat larger animals like antelope, goat-sized animals. Pretty impressive. This guy here has powerful jaws and about 110 sharp teeth, and he will bite onto an animal, and he'll rip it, and you know what? His saliva has so many germs in it, it's almost poisonous. Starts to pre-digest that area, and he can actually bite an animal, wait for a couple of weeks, and come in and make a kill on it. It sounds cruel and harsh, And nature sometimes appears harsh, but I think it's pretty neat how a smaller animal can kill something larger than himself to make a meal of. Do you guys want to see meat? Do you guys want to see meat? All right, hang on. Hey, Dina, can you go get the goat? No, I'm just kidding. Actually, I'm gonna try with a little bit of stew meat here and see if he'll do it. He looks a little chilly right now. I don't know if he will, but I'm gonna hold this meat in front of his mouth. What he should do is he should alert, say, hey, there's food in the area. His tongue will start coming out a little bit faster. He'll raise himself up. He should swallow this stew meat down nice and whole. And after he swallows it, you know what he does? He always licks his lips, like he's really enjoying his meal. So let's see if all that happens. I don't know. He's looking a little chilly to me right now, but we'll see. Let's see. Come here, buddy. Let's face the audience. Uh-oh. He's going to sleep. Is there a little light bulb coming on there yet? This is a powerful predator. While he's thinking about this stew meat, I'm going to tell you why we have him. This guy here, he was actually hatched in the wild in Africa. Somebody stole him out of the wild, and they tried to sneak him back to the United States. Los Angeles Airport, they got caught, and Goliath was taken away, and he was sent to our center. And you know what? He came to us from U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service about 8 years ago, and he had scarring all over the top of his head. He had been tied like this, shipped back from Africa. Now, these people that wanted him, they claimed to love wild creatures, they claimed to love lizards, but did they really love him? I don't think so. He was taken away and sent to our center. You know what? Our vet has worked very hard on this guy, and I don't think he's going to eat. Our vet has worked very hard with this guy to keep him healthy and get him strong, and I love being able to share with you here today, but he was hatched in the wild of Africa. Don't you think that's where he belongs? Yeah. I sure do. You know, that's something to think about here today when you guys are looking at all these wonderful animals we love. Think about the wild populations of those creatures and think about the captive bred aspect to the animals that you're seeing here today. That's Goliath. Let's say about Goliath here. He's cool. All right. He's pretty neat. All right. I need something. Hang on. What is that for? No, I'm sorry. This is my back scratcher. No, you're right. It's for a snake, but you guys are watching way, way, way too much Animal Planet. Now, her name is Precious. Not Precious. Her name is Precious with a long S. And I think Precious is absolutely beautiful. And she also happens to be the most poisonous snake we have here in the Sacramento Valley. Her name is Precious, and as I get her out, if you guys are kind of quiet, you might hear her talking to me. And it's funny, she's not going to talk with a hiss like some snakes. Instead, this snake, she makes this kind of strange, it's kind of a weird, it's like a rattling noise. You're too smart. Her name is Precious. Your neighbor, the Northern Pacific rattlesnake. Check her out. This is Precious. Let's see if she'll rattle. This is always fun. All right. Let's see when I tap on this, she usually rattles. Do you hear anything? That's funny, usually she rattles. Nobody wants to do anything today. Oh, that's weird. Oh shoot, where did she go? I think that's funny. It's probably not, but I think it's funny. And I did that in a school last year. I said, oh shoot, where'd she go? And a teacher stood up, screamed, and boom, ran out of the room. She left her kids sitting there in the auditorium, and she was gone. She was flying. Apparently in California, they don't pay teachers enough to stick around with rattlesnakes. Now, her name is Precious. She is absolutely gorgeous. I would say that she's striking. That's a bad idea. That's a good reptile joke. All right, hang on. This is Precious. Isn't she beautiful? I said, isn't she beautiful? This is Precious, and she is the Northern Pacific. This is the type of snake we have, just kidding. The type of snake we have living right alongside of us, right here in this area. And you know what? I think she is a very, very misunderstood creature. For instance, the rattle. I always have people come up to me because they know I love snakes and say, hey Gabe, the other day I saw the angriest rattlesnake, the maddest rattlesnake I'd ever seen in my whole life. I said, really? How did you know the snake was so angry? You know what they always say? I was out there at Folsom Lake. There's a rattlesnake on the bike path, and it did not stop buzzing its tail, did not stop rattling the entire time I was